Hi, my name's Purdie. I just moved to Las Vegas from Boston, and I'm a performing artist and marketer, and I think like one of the few Indian dancers out here. So when it comes to a first date, I'm definitely all for just like dinner because I love food. I'm a total foodie, so. And plus it like, in a way, sometimes eating in front of someone can seem like awkward, but if you can just do that on the first date, it shows that you guys are both down to earth and enjoy dining and whatnot, and it gives you a chance to actually converse as well, as opposed to like going to the movies or going to a show. You're not really interacting with each other. So just something like getting food is a really just chill opportunity to get to know someone, and signs that it's going well, like for a guy to know it's going well, is just that if you can feel that there's genuine like reciprocity in conversation and both parties are asking questions about each other. That's a huge thing in dates that I notice. If a guy is like asking me questions, because if it's just like me asking questions about their life, it kind of gives me the impression maybe they're not interested in me and my life. So when we're both like actively getting to know each other, that's when chemistry really builds. The way I would handle a bad date is I'm definitely a very straightforward person, so I would be straightforward without, hurting their feelings. But there was like one time on a Tinder date, it just was so bad. We were like just met at a bar, just got a drink, and it was a thing, like I was trying to make conversation with them. I could tell they were really nervous. They weren't really asking me questions. I kind of felt like I was like talking to a wall who like gave me little breadcrumbs. I just like was dying inside, so I had to leave, and there was just no good way to end it, so I basically just had to be like, well, it was great meeting you, like have a good night, and left. And it was like, that was just the best way possible without being super rude. Things guys should not do on a date is talk too much about like what they're looking for in the future or intentions, because that again just signals desperation. It doesn't signal someone being present in the moment, confident with going with the flow. And they definitely, something they like shouldn't do is act too nervous or not ask you questions, because even if you're a nervous guy, like everyone's nervous on dates, both parties can be a little nervous at the first time, which is fine. But if you're already there, you've made it that far, so you should put your best foot forward in making conversation. So if someone is not a good conversationalist, or is like too serious the first time, like in an overbearing way, then that would be a turn off. Would I kiss or sleep with a guy on a first date? Kiss, sure, like that's not a big deal. If it like felt right, maybe at the end, like okay, like good night kiss, I suppose. Sleep with, that has happened, but generally it's not like my preference, because then it really just depends on the vibe. But it's not like a date if you sleep together. It's like clearly two people are just looking for a casual encounter, and that's that. So if that's really clear, that's fine. But if it's an actual date where it might lead to dating and you like getting to know the person, I wouldn't really do that. But when it comes to my weakness on a date, it definitely would just be a guy who like clearly was thoughtful in planning the date. So say we both have the same music taste and we went to a show, maybe we would also get a drink or food before or after so we could talk, because obviously at a show you're more enjoying it. So if there was that would be cool. If like the guy was like, hey, like I noticed that one of your favorite artists is playing, I would love to bring you to that show, and I'd be like, oh hell yeah, that's awesome. And if they notice that I'm a foodie as well, and especially if they gave some options, like either I like if a guy is very direct, like hey, let's go to this place, that'd be fine. Or if they gave like 2 or 3 options, because they know when it comes to food you kind of have to like pick. They can't just be like, let's go to this like very specific food restaurant. So if they were like, hey, like I was thinking, especially a few days before, if they were like, hey, I was thinking maybe this or that place for dinner Friday, that would show not only are they planning in advance and kind of thinking about me, but plus they want to make it the best experience for me. So that would be a good sign.